Any composer would hope to dream of a song that would shock the world, a song that would make them peak up their ears and listen to his music unfurl. A song should have all the beauty and the color of every rose, with a tree for every note and rest, the music that the people will know.
Quincy Jones, a titan of the music industry, a visionary composer, arranger, and an iconic music producer, has left an indelible mark in the world of music. Sadly, this legendary figure passed away peacefully at the age of 91 on Sunday night at his home in Bel Air. The icon of music, who was married 3 times, is survived by 7 children, 6 beautiful and loving daughters and a son.
I would like to have you meet one of the finest musicians that I've ever known, Mr. Quincy Jones.
Has worked with likes of Michael Jackson, Frank Sinatra, Peggy Lee, Ray Charles, and many others. He has won 28 Grammy Awards and was named one of the most influential jazz musicians of the 20th century by Time magazine. He worked closely with Sinatra and reworked the crooner classic Fly Me to the Moon. Jones was best known as the producer of Michael Jackson's Thriller album.
And Michael Jackson, his beautiful family, and I want to also thank him for co-producing 3 of the sides on the album. And I think one of the greatest entertainers of the 20th century. I mean that from all my heart.
Born in Chicago in 1933, Jones' journey to musical greatness began early. Growing up in Chicago during the 1940s, young Quincy found his calling when he started playing trumpet at the age of 12. By his teens, he was already arranging music, showing the remarkable talent that would define his career. He displayed exceptional talent as a trumpet player and arranger, earning him a scholarship to Berklee College of Music. Before he turned 20, Jones was touring with the legendary Count Basie Orchestra, honing his skills as an arranger and musician. But this was just the beginning. His career took off in the 1950s, working with jazz greats like Dizzy Gillespie and Ray Charles. But it was in the 1960s that Jones truly made his mark, transitioning to film scoring and television production. In the 1960s, Quincy broke the racial barriers by becoming the first African American vice president of a major record label, Mercury Records. His innovative approach to arrangement and production would soon revolutionize the industry. He worked with A&M Records from 1969 to 1981 and formed his own record label, Quest. From the south side of Chicago to the glittering heights of Hollywood, Quincy Jones' journey is more than just a success story. It's a testament to the transformative power of music. Quincy had some legendary credits to his name. His work with Frank Sinatra, including the iconic Sinatra at the Sands album, showcased his extraordinary ability to blend classical orchestration with contemporary jazz arrangements. However, perhaps his most famous collaboration was with the legendary Michael Jackson. For the film The Wiz, Jones found himself working alongside a 19-year-old Michael Jackson. Further together, they created the best-selling album of all times, Thriller, which sold 34 million copies in the US alone.
Here we go. Right away.
Working on a movie short, which is like 10 minutes, for the Thriller.
Partnership produced 3 legendary albums, Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad, redefining pop music forever. In 1985, Jones gathered 46 of America's most popular singers of all time, including Michael Jackson, Bruce Springsteen, Tina Turner, and Cyndi Lauper, to record the charity single We Are the World.
1, 2.
We are the world. We are the children. The greatest artists of a generation came together to save some lives.
Must be in a dream, huh?
Hello. But we only had one night to get this right. Let's get this party started.
Jones co-wrote the song to raise money for those suffering for a devastating famine in Ethiopia. The record was the US equivalent to Band-Aid's Do They Know It's Christmas? The hit reached number 1 in the UK and the US and was performed at Live Aid. His long and varied list of credits also includes composing the score for the Oscar-winning film In the Heat of the Night. Quincy's talents extended far beyond the recording studio. In the big screen, Jones produced the Steven Spielberg's directed film, The Color Purple, proving his storytelling abilities, for which Jones received a Tony Award nomination in 2006. This film introduced the public to two then unknown performers, Oprah Winfrey and Whoopi Goldberg.
He has more Grammy nominations than anybody who has ever lived on the planet Earth since the invention of the Grammys. He looked me right in the eye and said, "Baby, your future's so bright it burns my eyes." It is my honor, my great privilege, to induct into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Quincy Delight Jones Jr.
It was a beautiful journey that allowed me to witness and play a role in the growth of the only true indigenous American art form, blues and jazz. I only hope that one day America will recognize what the rest of the world already has known, that our indigenous music, gospel, blues, jazz, and R&B is the heart and soul of all popular music, and that we cannot afford to let its legacy slip into obscurity. I truly feel as though I finally arrived at the family reunion. I love you.
Jones also composed the soundtrack to more than 50 films and TV programs, including the 1969 British film The Italian Job, which starred Michael Caine. He received 6 of his 27 Grammy Awards for his 1990 album Back on the Block and was a 3-time Producer of the Year honoree. Jones also had a hit on the small screen with the television series The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which starred his mentee Will Smith. But it was music where Jones excelled, as the numbers speaks for themselves. 28 Grammy Awards, including a Legend Award in 1992, a record 80 Grammy nominations, and an Emmy Award.
In a lifetime of, achievements that are just the Himalaya mountain ranges of achievements, you call this your finest moment. Why was this your finest moment?
Probably because I was a bridesmaid for 7 times at the Academy. I conducted the orchestra, the presenter and everything else. And it's not for what you do, but for who you are. They said yesterday, it's not for the art, it's for the heart. And I love that, because that's something you don't try to do.
A brain aneurysm in 1974 caused Jones to temporarily lighten his workload. He reflected on his health scare years later in a social media post.
Paramedics operator 36. What is the emergency?
He is having chest pain and shortness of breath.
If you don't feel good, you got to take care of it.
I will. I'm a survivor.
My whole life has been like that.
While operating for 7.5 hours, my doctors discovered a second aneurysm that was ready to blow, so they had to schedule a second operation.
You had 2 brain aneurysms.
Yes.
Very serious.
Yes.
Did you think that you would live through that?
No. The first reaction was I said, please God, not now. There's too many dreams and ideas that I have, and I'd like to see at least start them before I go.
Do you recall
very well.
Coming out of it?
Yes. And it was absolute shock, because I saw familiar things, familiar faces, and I knew that I'd made it. I mean, you there's certainly a way of telling. Like they say, you read the obituary, if you're not in it, you get up. You know?
Jones didn't slow down personally or professionally in his later years. Jones delved into the world of publication in 1993 when he founded the music cultural magazine 𝗗𝗶𝘀𝗶𝗺𝗏, which he later sold in 2006. Jones released his autobiography Q in 2001, which was an audio version of the book, received a Grammy as Best Spoken Word Album in 2002. In 2014, he produced the documentary Keep On Keeping On about his mentor Clark Terry.
When I was with Basie's small group, this little skinny, scrawny looking kid would come by the gig every night and he'd say to me, "Mr. Terry, my name is Quincy Jones and I would like to take some lessons from you."
He was my idol, man. At that time, I didn't know anything. I just was hell-bent on being even just around this man, to hear whatever he had to say.
And he was real thin, skinny. He was thin enough to ride a rooster. So I said, well, you go to school and you're sleeping all night and I'm up in the clubs all over the place. When you go to school in the daytime, that's when I'm sleeping.
Further, in 2022, he wrote a book, 12 Notes on Life and Creativity, in which Jones reflected on the essence of his life's work. Beyond his musical achievements, Jones was a passionate advocate for social justice and equality. He used his platform to raise awareness about important issues and inspire positive change. But perhaps his greatest legacy lies in his humanitarian work and his commitment to mentoring young artists, ensuring that future generations have the opportunities to pursue their musical dreams. Quincy Jones was more than a producer, more than an arranger, more than a musician. He was testament to the power of following one's passion, breaking barriers, and lifting others up along the way. His legacy will continue to inspire generations to come. His groundbreaking work, innovative spirit, and unwavering commitment to excellence have left an enduring impact on the world of music and beyond.
If you can see it, you can be it. Most of your dreams don't get achieved, not because someone else told you no, but because you told yourself you couldn't. No matter how you look at it, there's only one you.